Kids, I'm Priyanka and I'm back again with my new chapter Man and Media. The story of message. Nowadays, when we want to communicate, we either email a person or send an SMS. Everything happens by clicking of a mouse or the pressing of few buttons. It was not so in your past. Most people wrote letters, put them in an envelope, got them stamped, dropped them in a post box, and waited patiently to hear from the other person. Way back in 1850s, a letter went on horseback from east to west of America. One freight company decided to speed things up by hiring 80 men to take the mail to the west of horseback. In 1860, the Pony Express was formed. The riders of the Pony Express were chosen for their lightweight as well as their riding ability. Most of them were young boys. The route they undertook was a rugged one. It went from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California, a distance of around 1800 miles. Each rider rode a total of 75 miles, changing ponies at different stations. The mail was carried in four leather boxes, which were attached to a special saddle blanket thrown over the saddle. The changing of ponies was done in 2 minutes. The speed was a bonus because it cut the average delivery time from several weeks to about 10 days. The fastest trip was made in 7 days and 17 hours. This record was set by the rider carrying President Abraham Lincoln's first message to the US Congress. The poor rider had to ride through unknown terrains. Some road exposed to attack from Red Indians and led them through dangerous territories. Newspaper advertisement for rider listed one important requirement, often preferred. Though exciting, the Pony Express was a short living experiment. It lasted for about 19 months. By then, there was a telegraph line from coast to coast. This was definitely a faster way of sending message. But the invitation of radio brought in a great revolutionary change in the field of communication. And the Hindu young world. Now, the radio. The radio is just over 100 years old. It was Marconi who invented an instrument to send wireless message. He sent the first radio message in 1895. This marked the birth of radio. It was in fact developed from telegraph, which was invented by Coke and Wheatstone in 1835. Later it was perfected by Morse. The word telegraph is derived from two Greek words, telos, which means distant, and grapho, which means write. The invention of the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell in the year 1867 was another revolutionary step in the field of communication. It became more popular because the person at other end could hear the speaker voice. Now, the next media of communication is television. The television is one of the miracle of science. It is not an idiot box, but a magic carpet. Do you know who invented the television? It was Scotsman man named J.L. Byde. Byde made it possible to present moving the living pictures. It was only in monochrome, black and white. The color television became popular in 1970s. It was potentialities as a powerful medium of mass communication could be underestimated. It is indeed one of the best sources of entertainment and delightment for all. Programs of subjects like health and hygiene, nutrition, family planning, and agriculture are of immense help for men and women, especially in rural areas. The television play a very significant role in educating the farmers on the use of different kind of fertilizers and pesticides and a new method of cultivation. In addition of giving villagers professional guidance, the television can present a whole variety of cultural program as well. Man is born in stream of culture. The invention of television was enabled him to enjoy and see with his own eyes and culture of different people living in different communities. With medium of audiovisual communication has a very powerful appeal. It can therefore be used for educational purpose also. Lesson on science, mathematics, geography, and other disciples are often telecast in order to educate the public. More programs on traffic rules, health and hygiene, laws and order program, etc. are also to be included. The TV program usually deal with many other subjects and topic of the current importance. The man, after a day hard work, may switch off his television set and derive immense pleasure. He feels greatly relieved after the day fatigue. The newspaper. The world moves very fast and the event happen very quickly in every sphere of life. People keep in close touch with the latest development by reading newspaper. Newspaper was the prior in the field of mass media. The first newspaper was published in Britain in 1702. It became popular only in 1890s. Nowadays, the newspaper has become almost unnecessary as food and clothing. The primary function of the newspaper is to provide news of all kind. Millions of copies are printed, reads, and discussed every day in our country. The statesman is anxious to know the latest development in political sphere. The businessman wants correct information about market condition. The common man has a natural curiosity to know about almost everything in general. A successful newspaper caters on the needs of all kind of readers, scientists, sportsmen, politician, businessman, lawyer, and job seeker. Beside being informative, newspaper possess literary value too. They contain articles, commentaries, book reviews, stories, poem, biographic, etc. The editorials and the lead article in the newspaper exert much influence on its reader. The form and mold public opinion. Businessmen can advertise in the newspaper and thus reach their customers. The press had a sacred responsibility. Its newspaper and the view should be true and impartial. The press also serves as a platform where the reader can express his individual and independent view on any burning issues of the day. The newspaper update was knowledge of the world around us, but we should not blindly believe everything that is printed in newspaper. News stories may at times exaggerate or distorted. Yet, the newspaper has a very significant role in promoting national integration. Computer. Computer has become part of media only in recent years. In the year 1960s and 70s, computer was mostly used by big companies and businessmen. Very few people could buy a computer to be used at home. In 1980s to 1990s, there was an incredible growth in computer sales. The popularity of internet, the World Wide Web, and the email had made computer inevitable in modern world. Have you ever thought about the advantage of internet? It helped millions of people to communicate with each other quickly and cheaply. However, it enabled quick access to knowledge. How did man came to invent the computer? Man learned to count long ago, but the first calculating device he invented seems to be the abacus. It is a wooden frame in a horizontal rods, wires carrying beds. The count is done by moving the beads one by one across the rods and wires. The first mechanical machine was by Pascal in France and improved upon a Leibniz in Germany, but it was Charles Babbage of England who made the first calculating machine called the difference engine. In 1822, later he designed the earth even powerful analytical engine but could not get it made. It is a basic design and remarkable, similar to another modern electronic computer. The processing of data with mechanical machines started in 1819 US Census. It was done with a punched card and tabulating machine designed and made by Herman Hollerith. Later, this machine came to be used in business, industries, and the government for processing data. The first electronic computers are made in the late 40s of US, Germany, and England. ENIAC made in the US is the best known among these first generation computer. The invention of transit in 1948 led to making of the second generation machine in the 5th. Then came the third generation in the 6th. With the machine using integrated circuit, the invention of microprocessor 1971 brought the fourth generation. With each new generation, computer has become more powerful, more reliable, smaller in size, and cheaper. The fifth generation promised by Japanese is yet to come. Thank you.